get into the nitty-gritty stage of the old Championship season, and I'm still none the wiser as who's going down and who's going up. We'll talk all about the latest results and, of course, your predictions. There! That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction show. Today we're taking a look at our matchday number 34 out in the Championship, and we'll get to it in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We're going to know here, boys and girls, under one Roofski. That's right, yes. Oh, goodness, I just don't know. And I think we are going to be a little bit clearer as to who's going up, who's going down, who's going nowhere after this match day. This is it. This is the big one. 9 points left on the table if you're clambering at the bottom. 9 points left on the table if you're scrambling for a playoff spot. And you got to you got to win to stay in. That's right, stay in the conversation. We'll talk more about that in a second. I want a big shout out to the Dirty 11, the fantastic dream team. That is my Patreons. Respect to my brothers and my sisters for supporting the channel. You know who you are. Of course, it's William Shepherd. He's in there. He's the new Patreon. LG and Cal, Bianca Muller, Daniel Mellor, Cody Ho, Joachim Johansson, that is aka No Code Drinker to the boys. Tom Beresford, Tom Clark, John Spoon, Russell Frost, Aztec Marky Mark. Thank you so much for the support of the channel as Patreons. You put a smile on my face, you put food on the table right here, and keep kids safe under the roof of the houses. That's right. So big respect to you guys for supporting the channel and the way you do. If anyone else is out there and wants to support the channel, we're trying to make it up from the Dream Team to the Dirty Dozen. That's right. You could be number 12, Patreon. Support the channel. Check out the link down below. It is patreon.com/Roverseas. Take your time. Have a little look. I'm slowing it down. Patreon.com/Roverseas. Check it out. Let's get into it. So, yep, here we are talking about El Championship. And we're going to go back, of course, a couple of days now to matchday number 33. A lot of big games going on there. This is the criteria once again. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just watch. 0 to 3, you're in the shit-faced gang. 4 to 8, you're in the straight-faced club. 9 plus gets your top banana. Alrighty, let's get into it. Barnsley took on Wigan. Athletic, it was 0-0, final score in the end. Wigan actually got a man sent off on this one. So not brilliant for them. I actually went with a 2-1 win for Barnsley. So shit. Yeah, shit result really for both of them sides. I think they need points on the board. Wigan, we just don't know if they're going to get enough points on the board. At the minute, it's close. It's very, very close. But I think they definitely need at least a win or a couple more points. They need not lose a couple of games, Wigan, to get themselves mathematically safe. Barnsley the same. They need points. Rovers against West Brom and 1-1 final score. Get in there, boys. Yeah, we could have won it. They could have won it. Ultimately, I think we had the better chances at the end of the game to win it. So a couple of drop points for us in the end. Strong point, really. Put it in the bag. West Brom, though, they'll be kicking themselves if they don't get themselves promoted because Brentford are breathing down their necks. Actually, went with a 3-1 win for Rovers. So I got that one wrong. Charlton against Reading ended up as a 1-0 win. Reading banging in form at the moment. Just at the wrong time, of course. I actually went with a 2-0 win for Charlton. Goal scorers for Reading, George Pushkas on the score sheet from the penalty spot. The goal scorers for Rovers, of course, was Joe Rothwell, and the goal scorer for West Brom was Karinovic, just to let you know. Then Derby, they lost to Brentford. That's right, 3-1 final score on that bad boy that took place on Saturday. Ollie Watkins opened up scoring for Brentford. Jason Knight equalised for Derby, and Sid Barima gave himself a brace on that one. Actually went with a 2-0 win for Brentford in the end. Next up, Fulham, they did me a favour against Cardiff as well. That was on Friday. Mitro goal and Anna Nilma on the score sheet for Fulham. Actually went with the 2-0 win. Bang on the board, bloody nose, boys. Bang on the bloody nose. Luton picked up a monstrous win for them. 2-0 win over Huddersfield to keep both of them in the old relegation scrap. But yeah, looking a little bit dodgy down the foot of the table there. This also took place on Friday. Sonny Bradley on the score sheet. Elliot Lee as well on the score sheet for Luton. Actually went with the 1-0 win for Luton. Hull lost again to Millwall. They kept themselves back in the thick of things in the playoff discussion for Millwall. And Hull are still in that relegation discussion. Ryan Leonard, they won an only goal on that one. Actually went with the 1-1 draw. So wrong. Warnock's not doing very well at the moment. 3-1 loss to Bristol City are also right back in the playoff discussion. Naki Wells, Jimmy Patterson, and Naki Wells again on the score sheet. Britta Sumberlong on the score sheet for Borough. 3-1 in the end. Preston and I actually went with a 2-0 win for Warnock's boys. Wrong. But Preston and Forest took out to a 1-1 draw. I actually went with a 2-1 win for Forest. Goals on that day was... Where are you, Preston? It's bloody hard to see on this. I just can't see it. There you are. Jaden Stockley, the equaliser for Preston. Lewis Graven opened up the scoring for Forest on that one. 2-1 for me. QPR lost to Sheffield Wednesday. Dominic Iorfa, Josh Witness and Jacob Murphy on the score sheet for the Owls. Actually got predicted 3 goals in this one, but I actually went with a 2-1 win for QPR. Stoke did beat Birmingham 2-0. Actually went with a 1-0 myself. Goals for Danny Bath and Sam Klukas to boost Stoke's chances and kind of maybe drag Birmingham still in the conversation to get relegated as well. And of course, wrapping up on Sunday was the late goal from Pablo Hernandez. 1-0 winners for Leeds over Swansea. Actually went with a 3-2 win. Right deficit on that one. Yeah, and that's all they needed really. Just that one goal, get them over the line, 3 points, and now they're going to start to break away, it looks like. Anyway, that's what I thought, and of course these are my predictions. I did pretty shitty. I think I just scraped into the old straight face club. What about you guys? What did you get on? We'll have a look in just a second. This is the table at the moment. As you see, Leeds 3 points clear of West Brom, and ultimately they are 6 points clear of Brentford with 9 on the table. That's right. A win will probably against Barnsley, I think they're next, and that will probably mathematically do it. They'd still be catchable, but they would still probably, they would be confident about getting 1 point in the final 2 games. I'm pretty sure of it. And then West Brom, a slip up in their next game, which I think is a tough one. Could open it over Brentford. So this time, the next time you see me, we could have a right old facelift of the old thing, and then we'll talk about, of course, my predictions for this match day, and have a little look at what the table will look like at the end. Now the foot of the table is Barnsley, Luton, and Hull going down, but if you're taking the 12-point deficit for Wigan, that will drag them down to 42 points. That would also relegate them. So it'll be Wigan, Barnsley, and Luton going down. Hull hanging on by the skin of their teeth. So just before we take a look at your predictions, this is the situation next season. We're going to have a prediction league, boys and girls. Prediction league, what's that? Well, basically you just do what you're doing, get your predictions in for each and every match day, for each and every league that you really want, you're interested in, and you never know, you could become the actual prediction king for that league. So for example, we're talking about the Championship here. Just come back every single match day, get your predictions in, and then if you're top of the table at the end of it, you're going to get a prize. No money for you, just your love and your participation for the channel, your views, your flipping participation with the comments. It does, and then hopefully you could be top banana like me, because I am the prediction king really, but you could actually be officially the prediction king by taking part in the older prediction league. For example, let's take a look at who would have done well this week. Well, Vincent Hong, he did pretty well for himself. Global Manifastic, not too shabby. Ian Thomas, not too bad either. Russell Frost, Patreon, and a top banana. He actually killed it this week. So respect to Russell Frost for being a Patreon, but respect to him even more for being a top pissing banana. Yannick Buster, not too shabby. Brad Pedford, not too bad. Jacob 4, he did okay. Byron Oates, not too bad. Katie Powell, football, she did okay for herself. Casey Shambangu, not too bad. Keane did shit. Shane O'Donnell, not too bad. Tom Ellis, he did pretty poop. Roberto Hollis, not too shabby. Patreon, William Shepherd gets a round of applause for being fantastic, because he's a Patreon, but he did shit this week. Cody Gaho, legend of the game, clapping because he's the best, and he's a Patreon too. So yeah, much love to the Patreons. Cody Ho did very well as well. Armand Sol did shit. Coach Newton, he is a good coach because he got them right. Joachim Johansson, aka No Coach Drinker, did top banana. Well, not top banana, but he is a top banana because he supports the channel in the extra way he does. Miles A, not too bad. Carl BTW, not too bad. Football Mapper, he did okay. And Liam Martin. So that was last weekend. What about this coming match day? Of course, it is going to be barnstorming crazy. So let's jump in and think of things to take a look at them, shall we? We're going to kick it all off with Birmingham. Birmingham taking on Charlton. When does this game take place? I'll tell you in a second. It does take place on Wednesday, the 15th of July. The last 6 encounters sees 3 wins for the Brummies, 1 draw and 2 wins for Charlton. They did play at the Valley earlier in the season. It was a 1-0 win for Birmingham. Goal scorers on that day, Jude Bellingham on the score, probably his last goal for Birmingham before he buggers off to Dortmund. Over the last 6 encounters we talk about, they did play at St Andrews a couple seasons back, actually 5 years ago. It was 1-0 win for Charlton as well. So heading into this, Birmingham actually lost their last 4 matches in the Championship. They've also conceded at least 3 goals in the last 5 as well. Heading into this, both two sides pretty ropey form. Charlton did start the reboot in good form, picking up 2 wins and a draw in the first 3 games. But doesn't look like Birmingham picked up a win at all since they've come back into it. So you'd probably fancy Birmingham to lose this one, but we'll take a look at the bookmakers' odds on this bad boy. Taking place on Wednesday, the 15th of July. 23-20 for Birmingham. 12-5 is the draw. 9-4 is the away win for Charlton. That's right. And a win for Charlton, currently find themselves in 21st spot. They need to get a win. Could see them up to 49 points, which will be above Stoke and Birmingham in the process, up to as high as 17th. A win for the Brummies in 18th spot would mathematically do it for them. Get them over the line and be out of the old relegation man, because they're still technically in it, even though I don't think they're going to get sucked into it too much. So a win for Birmingham, 51 points. They'll go up to as high as 17th. For me, I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw. I don't really think it does much for Charlton. It might be okay for Birmingham. We'll have to take a look at the table at the end of it. Next up, we have Brentford Brentford up against Preston. Of course, Brentford are on the cusps of absolutely upsetting everybody by sneaking into the top 2 spots. The last 6 encounters between themselves and Preston sees 2 wins for Brentford, 3 wins for North End, and 1 draw. They played at Deepdale early in the season. It was a 2-0 win for North End. Sean Maguire and Tom Barkhausen on the score sheet for North End. The last they played at Brentford, there was a 3-0 win for Brentford. Konzus, Nyongo, Malpe, and Force on the score sheet back in May 2019. Brentford actually won their last 7 matches in the Championship, and they've also won 5 of the last 6 home matches against Preston in all competitions. Heading into this, at least 6 out of 6 for Brentford. Preston unbeaten in 4 games, picking up 2 draws and a win in the last few, but only 1 win in the past 6 if you want to look at it a little bit more different. The bookmakers odds on this one, 2-1 on for Brentford. They are red hot favourites. 10-3 is the draw, 5-1 is your away win. Preston come into this. Where are they in the table? They currently find themselves 8th. The win for them could go up to 65 points. That's in the top 6, boys. A win for Brentford in 3rd. Could see them go above West Brom into 2nd, depending on what goes on with them. I'm actually going to go with a victory for Brentford on this one. 3-1 win over Nobbers, and then that'll put the pressure on the Baggies. Next up, we have Bristol City back in the playoff hunt up against Stoke City, who are probably out of the old relegation matter. Maybe. They I think they just need a point on this one. The last 6 encounters between these two sides sees 4 wins for Bristol City, 2 wins for Stoke, no draws. They played at the Potters 365 or Bet 365 Stadium earlier in the season. It was a 2-1 win for Bristol City. Diadaru and Edwards, big fat OG for Bristol City. Sam Cluxton getting on the score sheet, and Joe Allen getting himself sent off. The last time they played at Bristol was a 1-0 win for the Stokies back in 2018. Darren Fletcher on the score sheet. So heading into this, Stoke have actually failed to win their last 7 away matches in the Championship. But they come into this, not bad form for them. 2 wins of the past 3. Their only hiccup was against Leeds, where they got spanked 5-0. Meanwhile, Bristol City back-to-back wins since, of course, the change of manager or the loss of manager, picking up a win against Middlesbrough last time out, and then Hull not too long ago. The bookmakers odds on this one taking place on the 15th of July, 70-10 for Bristol City, 94 is the draw, 8-5 is your away win for Stoke. Stoke coming to the 70th of the table. A win for them could actually strengthen their position in the table and probably secure, I think mathematically it will be done. They'll be safe for next season in the Championship. Meanwhile, Bristol City coming to this 11th, a win for them could go up to 64 points, and mathematically that could be in the top 6, boys and girls. That's how tight it is. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for the Robins, or whatever you want to call them, and that should put them in the discussion and keep the pressure on Cardiff and Swansea above them. Moving on to Cardiff, they're going to be taking on Derby. This is a tasty one, this one. Winning you're in, and a defeat you're in, you're going home, it looks like. So the last 6 encounters sees 2 wins for Cardiff, 2 wins for Derby, and 2 draws. It couldn't be tighter. They played at Pride Park early in the season. It was a 1-1 draw. Scott Malone on the score sheet for Derby, Robert Glatzel from the penalty spot for Cardiff. Heading into this, not great form for either sides. Back-to-back defeats for both of them. West Brom losing to Derby. Derby losing to West Brom, and Derby losing to Brentford as well. They're playing the big boys right now. Meanwhile, Cardiff lost to Rovers, of course, and they did lose to Fulham last time around. So they both need a victory. Can they get it over the line? And if so, they'll probably really... I think if Cardiff win, it's going to be too hard to see. It's very difficult to see otherwise that they're not going to get the top 6. Anyway, the bookmakers odds 23-20 for Cardiff, 12-5 is draw, 11-5 it is for Derby on this one. Derby coming to this 10th spot on the table, but a win for them could get up to 64 points. So I'm going to be rooting for Derby, I think, on this one. 64 points. A win for Cardiff will put them up to 67 points, and for Rovers that would be too little, too late. Oh, it wouldn't be too late. It would be depending on what goes on with Rovers, of course. But anyway, it's. I think I need a Cardiff defeat on this one, so I'm going to go with the Cardiff 2-1 fate. Derby are tricky. They've had a couple of rough games. Cardiff, I think, are a little bit lucky to be where they are at the moment. They're facing some real tricky encounters, and if they need to be in the top 6 or they deserve to be in the top 6, they should beat the top teams and get themselves in the conversation or maintain themselves in the conversation. So this one is massive. Beat Derby, and then you probably got a bit of credit for yourself. Next up, we have an all Yorkshire affair that takes place on Thursday. It is Leeds up against Barnsley, taking place on Thursday, the 16th of July. The last 6 encounters sees 5 wins for Leeds, 1 win for Barnsley over the past 6 years. The last time out, they did play at Oakwell. It was a 2-0 win for Leeds. Nikitai on the score sheet for Leeds. Matt just clips from the penalty spot as well. Meanwhile, the last time played at Ellen Road was a 2-1 win for Leeds as well back in 2018. Tom Pearce and Alioski on the score sheet for Leeds. Paddy O'Connor with a big fat OG for Barnsley. Heading into this, Leeds have actually won 9 of the last 11 matches in the Championship. They've also kept a clean sheet in 5 of the last 6 matches at home. Unbeaten in 5 for Leeds. Their only hiccup was a draw against Luton. Meanwhile, Barnsley just won defeat the past 6. That was against Stoke when they lost 4-0, but it's been back-to-back draws for them. In fact, they might have only lost once in the past 6. They've also won once in the past 5. A lot of draws in there, which is not good enough if you're going to stick around. The bookmakers odds on this one, 3-1 on for Leeds. They're red-hot favourites. 4-1 is the draw. 8-1 are your long shots. That's Barnsley. Barnsley coming to this 24 points on the table. A win for them could go up to 21st, and that'll be out of the drop zone. That's how tight it is at the foot of the table. A win for Leeds could put them up to 87 points. A mathematically, that could be 6 points clear of West Brom with 6 on the table. And who cares about third spot? They would be promoted. They'd be promoted if Brentford were to lose. Goodness gracious me, that's how tight it is. I'm going to give it to Leeds on this one, 3-0 in the end. Are they over the line? Very, very close. Very, very close. Next up, we have Luton Town against QPR. Must win game for Luton Town. Heading into this, the last 6 encounters sees 2 wins for Luton, 3 wins for QPR, and 1 draw. They played at Kenilworth, or whatever the heck they called it, Loftus Road earlier in the season. It was a 3-2 win for QPR. Naki Wells with the brace, Eze with the other goal as well. Harry Connick and James Collins on score sheet for Luton. The last they played at Luton in a competitive game was in the FA Cup in 2007. It was a 1-0 win for Luton. However, the last time played in the league at Kenilworth Road was a 3-2 win for QPR back in 2006. Goal scorers on that day: Jimmy Smith, Marcus Heinrichen with a big fat OG, Dexter Blackstock, goodness gracious me, that's some names, Adam Boyd and Ahmed Berkovic on score sheet for Luton, goodness gracious me. Looking back, heading into this, QPR have actually failed to score in 5 of the last 7 matches away from home. They've also lost 5 of the last 6 matches in the Championship as well. Coming into this, just 1 win in the past 6 for QPR. That was against Middlesbrough, 1-0. Meanwhile, Luton on a bit of a resurgence at the moment. Just 1 defeat the past 6. That was against Reading. Of course, massive win last time out. So they're looking good at the moment form-wise, but they need to get more points on the table to stick around next season. Bookmakers odds on this one taking place on Tuesday, the 14th of July, 30-10 for Luton, 12-5 is draw, 2-1 is your QPR. Heading into this, Luton are on 23rd in the table, 44 points on the board. A win for them could go up to 19th of the table at the right time. Goodness gracious, up to 47 points. A win for QPR, who are in 16th spot on 53 points. Could see them high as 13th. I'm sticking with the Mad Hatters. 2-0 win, mad scoreline, but I don't care. Going with the Hatters on this one. Next up is the game of the midweek. It's called Down the Den. It's Millwall up against Blackburn Rovers. That's right. Must win for either of these two sides, as they are both got the long range playoff spots. You just don't know, though. You just don't know. Heading into this, Rovers form against Millwall. It's pretty shit hot. With the past 6, we've not lost. We picked up 3 draws and we won 3. That's right. Get your picks for Rovers that time out. We did play at Ewood Park early in the season. It was a 2-0 win. Derek Williams on the score sheet and Bradley Dacarino when he was playing, of course. The last time we played at the Den was a 2-0 win for Rovers as well. Joe Nuttall on the score sheet and Adam Armstrong with a Bobby Dazzler, I'm sure. Heading into this, Rovers actually kept a clean sheet in their last 4 matches against Millwall in all competitions. They've also conceded, though, at least 2 goals in the last 5 away matches as well. So we're not, against Fulham, we're okay. We're airtight, but in the recent Championship form, we're pretty shit. Heading into this, Rovers picking up 1 win in the past 5. That was against Cardiff not too long ago. Meanwhile, Millwall just 1 defeat in the past 5 as well. That was against Middlesbrough as well. So they're in pretty good form, despite a couple of wobbles. Heading into this, the bookmakers odds on this one, 11-10 for Millwall. 12-5 is your draw, and 12-5 is also a win for Rovers. Heading into this, Millwall are 9th for the table, 62 points on the board. A win for them will put them up to 65 points. That's in the playoffs, boys. That's in the playoffs. A win for Rovers in 12th would push us up to 63 points. That's 7th, boys. That's 7th. Braving down your necks. Can't see it. Going with the Rovers. That's right. 2-1 win. Smash dot dash dot. Take a 2-0 lead and take it on easy streak for the rest of the game. That's what I'd like to see. But of course, it's probably going to be nervy. But as long as we win, we're still in. That's what I'm thinking about it. Anyway, next up we have Nottingham Forest. They're going to be taking on Swansea City again. 2 teams duking it out for the playoffs. The last 6 encounters sees 2 wins for Forest, 3 draws and 1 win for Swansea. They played at Wales early in the season. It was a 1-0 win for Forest. Alpha Semedo on the score sheet for Forest as visitors. The last time they played at Nottingham Forest was a 2-1 win for Forest back in 2019. Daryl Murphy, Molawagu on the score sheet for Forest. Connor Roberts on the score sheet for Swansea. Heading into this, of course, Forest are actually undefeated in their last 8 matches at home against Swansea in all competitions. They come into this just 1 defeat in the past 6. That was against Fulham a couple of games back. Meanwhile, Swansea 1 defeat in the past 4. That was against Leeds last time around as well. So 2 really decent forms as we approach this game. Bookmakers odds on this one taking place on Wednesday, 11-8 for Forest, 89-4 is the draw, 2-1 is your away win for Swansea. A win for Swansea, who currently find themselves in 7th spot, could see them up to 66 points. That's in the playoffs, boys, that's right. A win for Nottingham Forest in 5th, could see them up to 72 points, and that means they're probably nailed on for the playoffs. They could still mathematically drop out, but I don't see it. I think it's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 horse race for that 1 playoff spot as we enter the final 3 games of the season. And I'd like, just for myself, Rovers to be in the conversation until the very day. They're mathematically still in with a shot. That would be amazing. Anyway, on this one, I'm going to go with 8. I've got to go with Forest on this one. 2-0 win in the end. Grab them with a brace. That's right. Next up, we have Reading. They're going to be taking on Middlesbrough this week. Of course, Reading safe as houses. Middlesbrough still looking over the shoulder with Warnock in charge. Last 6 hours between these two sides see 0 wins for Reading, 0 draws, and 6 wins for Middlesbrough, including a 1-0 win at the Riverside back in September. The last they played at the Majewski, though, was a 1-0 win as well for Middlesbrough. George Friend on the score sheet sheet at the Majewski, Marvin Johnson on the score sheet, and the Riverside. The last 6, Middlesbrough actually won the last 6 matches against Reading in all competitions. They've also, Reading have actually kept a clean sheet in the last 3 matches in the Championship as well. So Reading form pretty decent at the moment. Unbeaten in 3. Middlesbrough just 1 win in the past 4. That was against Millwall a couple of games back on this one. Bookmakers odds on this bad boy heading into this does take place on Tuesday, the 14th of July. 90-10 for Reading. 23-10 is the draw. 11-8 is your Middlesbrough victory. Middlesbrough coming to this 90th of the table. 47 points on the board. A win for them could push them up to 50, and that should be good, I think. Yeah, should be mathematically safe. Meanwhile, their opposition, Reading currently in no man's land. 13th spot. Win for them could see them up to 59 points. 59 points, 59 to 62, 65. Mathematically, they still have a chance of getting playoffs as Reading, but realistically, they're going to need all the favours under the sun, I think. I think it's probably not even good enough. I'm actually going to go with the 1-1 draw in this one. What about you guys? Make sure you get your predictions in nice and early for this bad boy. Next up, we have Sheffield Wednesday. They're going to be taking on Huddersfield, of course. Sheffield Wednesday safe as Owls. Huddersfield still looking over the shoulder as well. Heading into this, the last 6 encounters sees 4 wins for the Owls, 1 draw and 1 win for Huddersfield. They played at the Kirklees earlier in the season. It was a 2-0 win for Sheffield Wednesday. Stephen Fletcher, Sam Winner on the score sheet for Wednesday. The last time they played at Hillsborough in the league was a 2-0 win back in 2017. Ross Wallace and Fernando Forestieri on the score sheet. Jack Payne getting himself sent off as well. Wednesday have actually kept a clean sheet in 5 of the last 6 matches against Huddersfield at all competitions, whereas Huddersfield have actually failed to score in 5 of the last 7 matches in the Championship. Coming into this, just 1 win in the past 6 for Huddersfield. That was against Birmingham. Meanwhile, Sheffield Wednesday 2 wins in the past 6 as well, picking up a result against Bristol City a couple of games back, and of course a win against QPR last time around. The bookmakers odds on this one taking place on Tuesday, the 14th of July. 11-8 for Wednesday. 9-4 is the draw. 2-1 is your away win. That's Huddersfield. Huddersfield coming to this 20th in the table. A win for them pushes up to 50 points. Wednesday are in 14th spot at the moment. A win for them pushes up to 58 points, and that could be as high as 13th in the table. I'm going with the 2-0 win for the Owls on this one to keep Huddersfield in the shitter. That's right. Next up, we have West Brom against Fulham. A pretty tasty one, this one, of course. West Brom need to win, otherwise Brentford are taking second. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, heading into this, of course, the last 6 encounters sees 4 draws between the two sides. 2 wins for Fulham, 0 wins for West Brom. The Baggies are actually undefeated in 25 of the last 28 matches at home. They've also drawn the last 3 matches against Fulham in all competitions. Heading into this, of course, Fulham 4 wins on the spin. Of course, Mitro Goal is back. They're keeping airtight defence. 3 clean sheets on the spin for Fulham. Meanwhile, of course, West Brom could not beat the best team in the world. That was Blackburn Rovers last time around. They could only settle for a draw. However, they've only lost once in the past 6. That was against Brentford, of course, back in June. Bookmakers odds on this one taking place on, of course, Tuesday, the 14th of July. 21-20 for the Baggies. 23-10 is the draw. 13-5 is your Fulham. Fulham come into this 4th in the table. A win for them could go up to 79 points. Potentially could go 3rd, depending on what goes on with Brentford. A win for West Brom in 2nd. Could mathematically go top of the table, depending on what goes on with Leeds. But I'm going to go with the 2-2 draw. That would mathematically keep West Brom in 2nd. Yeah, it would. That's good enough. That's good enough for them. As long as they don't lose, they'll remain in 2nd. Next up, we have Wigan against Hull. Of course, it's a relegation 6-pointer. This one, of course, must-win game for both of these two sides. Heading into this, the last 6 encounters sees 3 wins for Wigan, 1 win for Hull, and 2 draws. Wigan have actually kept a clean sheet in 9 of the last 10 matches in the Championship, and they've also Hull have actually lost 8 of the last 10 matches in the Championship as well. 3 games are defeated on the run for Hull City. We're picking up a result against Middlesbrough a couple of games back, and also a draw against Birmingham quite a few games back as well. Wigan just the one slip up the past 6. That was against Brentford when they lost 3-0. Bookmakers odds on this bad boy taking place on Tuesday, the 14th of July. 70-20 on. Nailed on. Wigan are the favourites. 14-5 is the draw. 14-5 is also your away win. A win for Hull in 22nd spot. Could see him leapfrog a few teams up to 19th in the table. A win for Wigan in 15th. Could see him up to 57 points. And that'd be up to 13th for the table. I'm actually going to go with Wigan on this one. Don't really like to say it, but I want them to stick around. I don't want them to get sucked into relegation mire. I still think one of the big boys, your likes of your Birminghams, your Middlesbrough, your Huddersfield, they could all still get relegated. And that's what I'd like to see in the end. But anyway, that's my pickaroos. What do you guys think? Make sure you get your predictions in nice and early for this one. Of course, we've got the next match day, probably around about Wednesday. I think we'll go around for that one. So make sure you stick around for that. But let's just say, between you and I was spot on, bang on the nose. This is what the table would look like after this match day. These would lead the way with 87 points on the board. West Brom will be in 2nd, 82 points, 1 point clear of Brentford with 2 to play. Fulham will be nailed on. Forest look like they're nailed on as well. Yep, looks like they're nailed on. Cardiff would still be up to 6th
in the playoffs. Derby will be in 7th, just on goal difference. Bristol City will be in 8th on goal difference. Rovers will be in 9th, a point adrift. So will be Swansea, Preston and Millwall, all within touching distance. Goodness gracious me. And you can't even rule out Sheffield Wednesday. They are still 6 points adrift with 6 on the table. And then Reading, Wigan and QPR look to be safe. Well, Wigan, we've still got that shit thing over their heads. But Barnsley, Hull and Luton Town going down as it stands. But still, look at all the goal difference. It's just madness. Madness. Anyway, folks, that's all I got for you today. Make sure you stick around for next season. Be sure to bang the subscribe. Of course, bang the little bell so you know when the videos are coming. So you can be in the prediction league. First on the blocks, get your predictions in nice and early. And then become kingpin of the Championship. That's right. Let's talk about it. Anyway, that's it, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. But of course, you are new. Make sure you bang the subscribe. New videos every single day on the channel, whether it is Football Manager, predictions, Rovers. We got it all here under one roof. So smash the subscribe. Smash the thumbs up. Smash the little bell. Of course, check out the description. Links to my other social media platforms. Twitter, Facebook, and of course Patreon. If you want to support the channel, boys, that's the way to do it. So check it out. Will your team do very, very well? Well, I hope your team does well, unless you're Cardiff, Derby, or Millwall. The rest of yours, fair dues. Until then, I'll see you all on the other side. Good luck. Stay safe. Mask up. 6 feet distance and all that kind of jazz. I'll see you later. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.